How to gain the perfect samples from your factory. In this video, you're going to learn a few tips on how to gain beautiful samples from the factory with not so much to-ing and fro-in. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a fashion product developer. I have 17 years fashion industry experience, from design through to retail and wholesale delivery and everything in between. I run a fashion consultancy helping up and coming and established brands to create more sales through client profile and brand protection. I also help fashion design students become more confident in their decisions on where they want to start within the fashion industry and teaching them what to expect. I have worked for and alongside some very well-known brands. So let's talk fashion. How to achieve the perfect sample from your factory. Tip number 1, visual clarity. I would always make sure you go over and above supporting your design brief with visuals, whether it be swatches, physical swatches sent through the post, whether it be imagery, whether it be explanation, whether it be samples. Try and support your design brief as much as possible with visuals, explanations. Try not to pack your design brief with too many paragraphs of explanations. Instead, replace these with diagrams. It will really help the factory to understand much more by physically seeing what you actually need and want. When you are sending across your design briefs for only sampling stage, when you are building that rapport with the head of production, make sure you talk to them, either he or she, on your critical path and your deadlines. Make sure that your deadlines are always, make sure there's no ambiguity with your deadlines, and fully communicate those deadlines to your production manager in your factories so she can understand, and she will understand, or he will understand and communicate back to you how long you can spend on toing and froing on samples if you want to book that production space, if you want to achieve that particular delivery. My second tip is uniformity. Make sure your design briefs and your sampling communication has uniformity. So even if you break down your design briefs by 5 different elements, examples of those elements would be flat drawings, specs, illustrations, etc. Make sure that your design brief, your design pack, follows the same suit every single time. Make sure that your whole communication is uniform. That way, the factory, once receiving your communication, it will understand how you talk to them, what you want. And 9 times out of 10, English will not be your factory's first language. And even though they are excellent at English speaking, it's easier for them to understand your communication by recognizing your pattern of the way you speak. So the more you can be uniform in your design briefs and everything that supports your design briefs, the better. That includes your day-to-day fit comments and your day-to-day email communication. And less is more. Structure your emails by mostly bullet pointing and paragraphing as opposed to an email story. This way, it will really help them. When you are making sure that everything is uniform, particularly your design briefs, make sure that your design briefs are packed with the information that the factories and the pattern cutters will need. So very detailed specs, very detailed grading. If you can't grade your spec, ask the factory to do that for you, but just make sure the details of the measurements are very, very clear. And then back in your studio, make sure that everything is sent back to you and file them accordingly. So you've got different stages of the fit process, or you've got different stages of the initial design communication. So there's no ambiguity. Things get lost in factories. So as long as you've got a record, they will always send you through paperwork with your sample, explaining to you what they've done or what they can do. So make sure that that is filed clearly and in an organized manner so you can refer back to it. Your production manager, your head of production within the factory, can very easily follow your information through to sampling. You will receive a beautiful sample. Tip number 3, build relationships with the factories. Not only should you be building a great relationship with your whole team within the factory, pinpoint 1 or 2 people that you can go to constantly, whether it be an account manager for you, somebody who manages your account or manages you as an individual if you are private label, or if you are working for a team within a corporate organization. Make sure you always have a day-to-day go-to, which will usually be your account manager. Bond with them, understand them, be patient with them, communicate with them on a daily basis. And even if something is not quite right or wrong, try and explain with patience. You are nothing without the factories. So the more that you can get them on board, the more that you can be a positive communicator with them, the better your samples will be. Make sure you build a relationship with head of production, because he or she is going to be the answer to all your challenges. They are angels. They will go out of their way to please you and to make sure that the problem is solved. So the more you can build a relationship with the head of production, the better. They will go out of their way to fit you in on production. They will go out of their way in helping suppliers negotiate the best price with you. They will travel with you to different suppliers, different factories. They will spend time with you, explaining to you how the functionality works. They will stay late for you. They will make sure that all of the samples that you ask for and production runs smoothly. But they won't do this if you are at all rude, or if you are impatient, or if you haven't got a relationship with them. So the more you can actually build a relationship with your factory, with your head of production, and with your account manager, the better. One of the benefits by building a good relationship with your account manager in your factory is that if you are talking to them often and they're starting to understand your brand and your vision, they will check your samples for you. They will measure them and they will make sure that everything is correct based on your design brief. So the more you can be patient and kind and communicate with your account managers in India or the Far East, the better and the more precise your first samples will be. When you do get to the production stage, it's always a good idea, if you're very happy with the whole process, still make sure that you are being vigilant with the process and hire an external QC to check the samples and to check the quality of the production. You can always pull a few pieces from production, which is usually the norm, but make sure that does happen within the first, say, 50, or depending on your units, of course. Make sure you do have a production sample, a pre-production sample, which usually is taken right at the beginning of the production run. Save this video for later if it helps, but also if you want me to talk about anything, pop it in the comments. I hope this helps. Comment fashion and I will send you a free strategy call. We can jump on a call together. We can talk about any challenges that you may have, anywhere from design right through to delivery and sales. You can go over to my Stan Store link in my bio and have a look at my other services that I offer. But thank you very much for listening, and until the next video, bye bye for now.